To discuss is Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, always appreciate your time. There's where Democrats are on this, which I think is part of the reason why you've seen the former president have a gut instinct of being cautious on this issue. I think he's been reported to have said this was a problem in the 2022 midterm elections for Republicans. There's also where anti-abortion advocates are on this, which to some degree you've heard them over the course of the last several days be very frustrated with where the former president is. Wish he would sound more like, as one told me, his first term version of Donald Trump. What do you say to those reliably Republican voters who are concerned on this issue?
I would tell those voters in the state of Florida and around the country that President Trump's been very clear when it comes to abortion. Specifically to Florida, he thinks that the 6-week ban is not enough weeks, but at the same time, the ballot initiative is far too radical for the state of Florida. And so every voter in our state's having to make that decision. He's decided to vote no, just like I have and so many other Floridians. But I think it's important for voters in swing states to understand that the ballot initiative in Florida has no bearing on the cost of food in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan or anywhere else. The fault lies with your cost of food, the cost of goods, the wide open border, terrible foreign policy. That falls at the feet of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And those are the issues that are actually going to impact this presidential election. Florida voters are going to decide what they're going to do on Amendment 4. We'll see how that comes out. But the presidency and the issues facing the next president of the United States are not going to be the same issues, not even close to a ballot initiative in Florida.
You know, it's interesting. You mentioned cost. There's no question. The economy is the number one issue. Prices and inflation goes right with that in every swing state, pretty much for every American at this point when you look at polling. The former president endorsed something related to reproductive rights that may actually increase costs on some people. Take a listen.
Under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women, IVF treatment. Because we want more babies, to put it very nicely.
Congressman, it's been interesting having covered the health care debate over the course of the last decade plus, particularly with Republicans, the idea of a mandate, the idea of both either the federal government paying for something or insurance companies paying for something. Is that something you could support?
Well, obviously, it's something that is possible to support, depends on the details. At the end of the day, what Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have been saying is very clear. They want to make sure that IVF is available to every family that needs to take advantage of it. Because, yes, having families, building families in America is critical to the future of our success as a nation. And so I think it's something that members on both sides of the aisle will try to find a way to make sure that we can get there. We'll see what the details look like. But at the end of the day, the core issues facing the American people are the cost of food and housing. Donald Trump has the recipe to make it better for the lives of the American people. Having a secure southern border. We know what Donald Trump did, and we can see the terrible job Kamala Harris has done. This is the reason why migrants are getting welfare benefits in states all across America. California now wants to give $150,000 for illegal immigrants to buy homes in California. That is the type of policy, the value set that Kamala Harris supports. It's way outside the mainstream of the American people.